My name is Adrian Nanchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. And I'm talking about, why do entrepreneurs need to be adaptable? It's simple. Darwin said it himself. It is not the strongest or smartest of species that survive, but the species that are most adaptable. The world is always changing. The markets change, the customers change, tastes change, fashions change. Technology changes. Methods of communication are always changing. The methods that worked in business 10 years ago, whether in marketing, sales, distribution, etc., that worked 10 years ago, does not mean that they all work today. For example, how many yellow pages do you see these days? Next to none. Because the business and information is online, and data has been commoditized all online. So if you're not remaining competitive and adapting to the changes in the world, then your business is lost. Colonel Sanders, way before he started KFC, in the 1930s or late 1920s in Kentucky, he used to have a a restaurant and a motel by a highway. We call it motorway in England. And the motel served people. People who travelled through the area, they slept there overnight or stayed the weekend. The restaurant served people. They had meals, dinners, lunch, breakfast, etc. Who knows? I don't know the exact details. So he had a business, a motel and a restaurant. And then one day in the early 1930s, the Kentucky government decided to change where the route went. I believe it's Route 50, where the route went, and his business more or less collapsed because he had no foot traffic. So because his business was unable to adapt to the change of his circumstances, adapt to the things that were outside of his control, then the business went under. It collapsed. There was no foot traffic. No people went by that went in his motel. No people went by that went into the restaurant. His business collapsed. He was unable to adapt to the change, and it collapsed. So that's a good look at the world nowadays. There are things out of your control, markets, trends, tastes, fashion, that are out of your control, and you've got to be adaptable to them. If the business is not adaptable, then the business will suffer. And the bigger and more complicated the business is, the more susceptible it is to changes in the marketplace. One destructive technology, one destructive idea or distribution, and the entire supply chain or infrastructure or your entire business model could be in jeopardy. You've always got to be on the lookout for changes in the market and adapt to it, because the world is always changing and you've always got to adapt to it. Otherwise, you'll be left behind. That's why adaptation is so important. But if this is your first time to the channel, subscribe, because I'm all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So, if you haven't already, subscribe, and you'll see me again soon. How cool is that?